Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian, welcoming you back to Out of the Park Baseball 25 with the Charlotte Silverwolves. We made the playoffs again. That's now 2 years in a row that we've made the playoffs, so we've already made a fair bit of progress. Not only that, but we actually won the division, which is very exciting. However, we still fell short in the playoffs, and our pitching staff remains one of our great weaknesses. We have a handful of talented players, but they're fairly far away from the major leagues. And so we're going to have to make some adjustments if we're going to continue to be a successful franchise. We now have an expanded roster, though. We can have 42 men on a roster, which is quite welcome. And the question now becomes who is worth keeping among our Rule 5 eligible players, because that'll be one of the first major events. Before we get into that, let's go ahead and set up our player development. Um, you have no chance of ever being a center fielder. Literally none. You could be an amazing two-way player. That is true, but you are not a center fielder. Let's have you get to work and work on your plate discipline. Because getting on base is always important, it's never a bad idea to have somebody work on that particular aspect of the game. Sergio Correa, work on your control. Ethan Varner is getting relatively close to Major League material. Let's have him work on his control. Ernesto Rosales is an amazing defender. If we can get him to improve even a little bit offensively, he's got a potential to be a star as well. Let's give him that opportunity and have him work on his, wait for it, plate discipline. Never a bad thing to work on. Ever, ever, ever. Jimmy Harmon, I will have work on his secondary pitches and an event to make him a more complete pitcher. And last but certainly not least, Jeremy Calendar, work on your control. Okay. That's our player development lab set up. Let us now proceed to check and see if we need to get any new coaches. We do not. We do need a new AAA pitching coach. We will promote Travis Thompson. Scott Cassidy gets promoted to Double-A. And Taylor Jordan gets High A. So I've got to hire an A-ball hitting coach. I would instead like to promote Alejandro Nunez instead. Thank you very much. So just got to get 2 coaches. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I'm going to pick Corey Burns I like a little bit better. He's not perfect. I'd like someone who's better at mechanic development, but I'm not unhappy with that choice if he does end up signing with us. Byron Taylor, 100%. I'd like you to join us and stabilize the bottom piece of our coaching staff. I have almost no money. It's time to make some tough decisions. All you fuckers are gonna walk. I'm not even gonna bother talking to you because you're all gonna tell me to go to hell. Which is frankly understandable. Like, I'm not upset about that fact, but it is what is going to happen. I have some legendarily terrible players that have gotten a lot of playing time, done nothing with it. Yikes. Okay. Robert Colina wants $2.8 million. You didn't even pitch in the major leagues for me. Very much. I'm just going to go ahead and non-tender you. I'm not even going to waste my breath. Ernie Jarvis gets to stay at pretty much any price because I need him that badly. Would you take 2.5 million and be a trooper? No. I suspected as much. What about 2.9 million? No. 3.18 million. There we go. Done. Ben Kudnra, whatever his face is, that's a no from me, dog. Ben Joyce was slightly above replacement level. He does throw really, really hard. I will come back to you. Eh. He wants a fairly substantial raise. I'm not convinced he's worth it. I mean, he did have a lot of power. I'm not going to deny him that. I think you mostly played DH, right? Um, spray charts are so cool. Yeah, you definitely enjoy pulling the ball on the ground, which is a poor choice. That's not great baseballing by any stretch. Oh, he mostly played first base for us this year. Okay. He's not terrible. I feel like $3 million is an excessive amount for what he actually provides, but if I don't bring him back, I don't know that I have another hitter that is ready and for the big leagues that can handle it. So we'd have to get a free agent to take care of it, which I certainly don't feel super happy about. Just because most of my players are fairly young and need quite a bit of time to be ready for the big leagues. Jackson Ferris could be the pitcher we're looking for, assuming he comes back relatively healthy. Relatively healthy. Um. Oh, I did pick him up, didn't I? I did. Davison, I think I let you walk to free up some salary. I'm gonna do the same thing with Ben Joyce because he wasn't. He's got boatloads of potential because of his ridiculous strikeout abilities, and he was able to rein in his walks. I believe enough in Ben Joyce to give him one more year. I think that is a reasonable idea. I'm gonna trade Juan Escalera. I know he isn't that far off from having a pretty incredible season, but I think he's just naturally overrated. And at a certain point, you ignore the ratings and pay attention to what he's actually good at. In his career with us, he has had one exceptional season and two seasons which are far from exceptional. And I think he's still got enough cachet that I can get a reasonably good return. I think I have to take it. I have to take this risk in order to both free up payroll and possibly upgrade the team. Um, and there's always like the chance of putting like a Chris Moorman or an Eli Ferguson in the outfield to give us some level of production. So we're gonna flip Juan Escalera. I would love a prospect package, provided that the prospects are good enough. I don't think it's very likely to happen, but I'm willing to give it a shot. Hmm. I think I want one green. 3 yellows is close to my asking price. But none of them are that interesting. Alright. I will now look for a single player, an offensive. I will take any position. I just want to see what's being offered here. I'm looking for green. I'm not seeing green. I got one person that's green, and Tristan McGillicuddy. He is a really good third baseman. Like, really, really good. Unfortunately, I don't need infielders. Infield is not my problem. I mean, I guess I could play him at second base. That's true. Peguero's not that bad, but he wasn't that impressive either. McGillicuddy is tempting. He's got some decent skills. He's a really good defender. And he's cheap. There's some possibility with Mr. McGillicuddy here. Let's keep looking. He may be the best player I'm able to get my hands on. Yeah, that's true. I'm going to grab McGillicuddy and see if I can't talk you into adding in another player or two to help fortify my upper minors. Where'd you go? There you are. Let me sort by prospects. I can't get too greedy. What about Bob Norsworthy? I would definitely take a chance on him if you're willing to trade him. Okay, that's a hard no. That's fair. I could probably get Escamilla. No? Okay. Could I get Marcos Paz? Okay, I can get Paz and dump Peguera's salary. All I need now is one more player, and I feel pretty good about this deal. Loza's not a bad infielder, but I need outfielders. That's where we're badly lacking, is upper level outfielders. Jamari Fontenette wouldn't be terrible. I'm not going to give up any of these players. I will reduce my demands. I wonder if we could get Alex Winter. He's not a bad choice. You know what? I think we make this deal. McGillicuddy shifts over to second base. Or something to that effect. Hell, I move Henderson to second base. We figure something to do with him. Paul slots into the bullpen reasonably well. Winter isn't going to replace Escalera, but he at least offers us what I've been looking for, which is an upper minors outfielder. I'd love to get one more player, but I don't want to get too greedy, because then they'll just tell me no. I would like Josh Neal. Can I get Josh Neal? You don't have the power that I'm looking for. Wonder if you have a major league outfielder that I could ask for. I could probably get Will Benson. I just don't want him. Especially when he's about to be a free agent, I could just sign him if I really wanted to. I mean, I can't sign him because I don't have any money, but I think I just pulled the trigger. Let's do it. I honestly think that was the right call. I don't feel great about the trade, and I'm certainly not convinced that it's a guaranteed success. But I think we significantly improved the team as a whole, and we didn't give up a ton to do it, and we saved payroll. We saved a fair bit of payroll, which can be used to sign other players potentially. I think as much as it pains me, and I'm not cutting player develop. Why do I have my draft budget that high? Let's instantly create more money. Let's just print money by just having a reasonable salary. Um. Okay, McGillicuddy and Paz are both highly likely to make the team. Um. Is it Navy time? It might be. It might be. I would like to try to keep Denzel Clark if I can. How much is that going to cost me? Too much money. It's not worth it to me. It is not worth it to me to pay him $8 million. Slade Caldwell isn't that bad, and I can always try to find another center fielder. So I don't think I can, in good conscience, pay Denzel Clark that much money. That just seems to me like a very poor idea. I hope Gunnar Henderson opts out next season. I genuinely do. That at the end of 2032, he's like, no, I got what I wanted. Um, because he's been a huge disappointment. And I know his ratings look really sexy. He's not producing at the level we need him to produce at. I mean, I don't know how else to describe it other than he is not giving us what we need. That's not what I wanted to look at. Um, I don't remember what I was trying to look at. I'm having a brain fart. I don't know, guys. Like I get it. The fans are gonna be pissed off if I let him leave. Oh, I know what it's gonna look at. The park helps left-handed batters. It just doesn't help mid-tier power hitters. So I don't know. We will. I mean, I can't do anything about him right now. That's for sure. Um. All right, so all this stuff is dealt with. Did I give up? Oh no, I just signed you as a free agent. So yeah, we can just try to get more free agents until we find somebody that fits. Really? Really? Byron Butterfly? I'd probably overpay my minor league coaches. I just don't enjoy the negotiations in this game very well. There has been exactly one game in the history of sports that I've actually really enjoyed negotiating in, which was NFL head coach. I thought the packages were a really fun way to interact with your players. And no other game has ever done that. which I find a little upsetting. You like my offer? Corey Burns is signed. I absolutely am not getting enough for my one competent reliever, so I will. I'm gonna put him as untouchable for now. I don't want to trade unless I'm getting something that helps me more directly. Nice. Fucking Montoya. Choice Jarvis. The fans like them some Jarvis. Hyung Woo Cho. I would not pay $1 for you, let alone 13 million. I feel reasonably sure that Zapata is going to be in the MVP discussion. I don't know that it's going to happen, certainly, but I'm feeling pretty confident that the guy at 372 has a pretty good chance of coming over with an MVP. Unless the game just really loves Jackson Holiday. Which is fair if that's what they decide to do. Like, I wouldn't even be mad about it. But I have the seeking suspicion that it's going to be. Yeah, there he goes. It was Zapata all along. Um, why did this trigger in my story? Oh, you are one of the crew that could have been drafted instead of Giacoletto. Yeah, I made the right choice. Unanimous. You frickin' unanimous. You love to see it. Yeah, this just ends Zapata's really, really good. The only thing I'm concerned about is there's almost literally nowhere for him to go from here but down. But I'm gonna happily enjoy the line. If he declines to his rookie season, fine. I will happily take that level of production. If he just gave me 20-30 for the next 15 years, I would be over the moon. He is a real good baseballer, and I appreciate him baseballing so well for us. All right. We've got to spend intelligently. Until and unless Henderson takes a walk, we can't get too spendy. I mean, a guy like Owen Murphy would solve a lot of problems. I don't have $23 million burning a hole in there. Plus, look at his injury proneness. That's really silly. All right. Let us go for the freest of agents. How much money do I have now? About 26 million. That's a lot of money. It's certainly enough to buy a couple of quality free agents if I'm willing to invest intelligently. I can't. I cannot shoot my load on one player. I don't have the flexibility to make that happen. I am also concerned about signing a 30-year-old to a big contract. I think he's a really, really good pitcher. But it would basically be condemning us for the possibility of a mid-tier player, and I just don't think that's a smart expenditure. I just don't. So I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna check on what do I need right now offensively. Who are we playing at second? Oh, Chris Thomason. Agreed. I think Chris Thomason would be a fine second baseman. Um, okay. I could really use a center fielder and a right fielder. Those are the two positions I think we need the most help with. So let's look at outfielders. Outfielders. Now we're getting into the more manageable prices. I just want to make sure we get the right players. So let me look at defense at center field. I feel like we'd be making a huge mistake if I signed Jack Sawinski. I don't think his offensive skill set is varied enough to make him out to be a worthy signing. All right. Let me sort by batting rating and see what actually might be possible. I am more than happy to give Jazz Chisholm a try. I think he's the perfect kind of player for us. Plays two positions quite well, got a good bit of pop. I'm in. Would you do a 3-year deal with two team options? Is that a thing I could talk you into? Okay, so that's one player signed, potentially, assuming that he chooses to sign. Um, I did have Dylan Carlson for a very brief period. Um, I haven't had Dylan Cruz. Dylan Cruz is also more expensive. Um, I could take Judd Fabian. I think he's an interesting enough experiment that I'm willing to give him a try. That seemed acceptable. Okay. That's two position players being offered contracts. Let's get into pitching. Is there any position I need help with before I move along? I don't think so. I don't think there's anything else I want because I'll have two new outfielders, which should significantly strengthen my offense. If assuming both sign, I could use one more starting pitcher and or one more top tier reliever. Let us look at pitchers, and I do not care about their ability to field center field. So we got all pitchers. Sort by stuff, please. Not the lowest stuff. That's not what I'm looking for. There we go. Yes, I'll just casually ask for Shane McClanahan to come aboard. That's a thing that can happen. I will happily sign Jose Hernandez. I will not even hesitate. He's a really good reliever, and even if he doesn't end up starting, I think he is a highly worthwhile pitcher. So, yes, I will give you a contract offer, my young friend. Um, I guess you could say that Mick is quite able. Um, I refuse to apologize. I shan't. I think signing a guy coming off of Tommy John surgery is a little bit too risky, no matter what kind of bargain I might be able to strike for that. I could just keep bringing back Mackenzie Gore eternally and just trading him rather than actually keeping him around. That's kind of funny. Let me look at starters specifically, actually. I think that's what I most need help with. Kyle Hurt is $14 million. I can't afford that. Mason Montgomery's pretty good. Again, I can't afford him either. I know Diavola's going to be out of my price range. So will Santos. He might not. Yeah, he definitely is too. Chase Petty is somebody I'm actually kind of intrigued by. It seems like he could be a pretty good pitcher if they just turned him loose. I like his great control, and then he's got some nice pitches. I think he is more than worthy of a contract. Done. Mm, I will sign Hawkman for because he cost me $0, but I doubt he'll ever make the major leagues. Anything's possible, I suppose. But David Festa also seems like a reasonably good lottery ticket. He wants an actual major league contract. That may be something that does give me pause. Um, I have some decent pitchers, but yeah, Harmon, Jarvis, and Hartman combined are pretty solid, along with Resendez. I need control guys more than I need stuff guys. So let's look at control guys. You are such a good pitcher. I just cannot afford you in the slightest. Easton McGee has no pitches. Um, Cody Bradford, $17 million. Nice try. No, I'm not going to take somebody who's wrecked. Even Fragile is risky, but at least he has 2+ pitches, decent velocity, and really good control. I could give Bryce Miller an opportunity. Or do I? There are several pitchers that represent a significant upgrade. I just don't know that I'm prepared to open up my checkbook and sign them without more assurances. I'd love to get Freddie Peralta, but he's again a bit too expensive for me. I like everything about Connor Cook except the fact that he's injured. Even 10 million is too much to pay you. Um, I will happily sign Peyton Toll for $0. You want a minor league option? Sure, that's fine. I think this is enough. I could maybe see grabbing like an Easton McGee if he had better pitches, which he doesn't, which I think is our issue. I think we just take this as our starting point, and then maybe see if there's some good deals that come later on. Winter, McPherson, Medina all get added to the roster. None of the rest of you do. Yuki Kimura maybe. Like Yuki Kimura at least has a future as a potential infielder, but I'd rather leave the spot open and grab a Rule 5 pick or two that can really transform us in a positive way. Let us go ahead now and advance time a bit. Quite right, even though you're going to immediately go right back to the IL as soon as you're healthy. Or as soon as the all season ends, because you're not going to be on the Major League roster this year. You're not the greatest pitcher in history, but you've got some skill. Esteban Covarrubias is not a very good outfielder. He's an okay hitter, but I don't think that's going to be enough for him. I would do this just for Covarrubias. If you let me keep Kalmbach, I will make this trade. I think a guy like Gerald or Gerald here has enough upside that I'm willing to take a risk on him. But I'm not going to give him Kalmbach too. Almost. I don't want to hear it then. You had one chance to impress me and you failed to do so, so no thank you. The Cardinals would give me RJ Yeager. I just don't think he's that useful. I don't. Like, not that Jorge Hermosillo is anything special either, but you're just not appealing. Like, nothing in your minor league numbers suggests to me that you're going to turn around and be a good hitter in the majors. I'd rather just try out Thomason than trade a genuine asset for Yeager. Okay, Jose Hernandez has signed his contract. I'm gonna go ahead and give you your 40-man spot because you're gonna make the roster. I'm already pretty sure about that. The Nationals will give me Jose Devers. Mez, right. I'm just not that interested in him. I'm not. I will politely decline and reject your trade deal. I don't know if I have enough roster spots to sign all the people I want to sign, but I think I do. Pretty easily. Um, Everybody seems pretty happy. Where am I picking in this upcoming draft? Probably in the bottom third. Oh god, yeah. I was almost too successful. That was my mistake this year. I should have played worse. Rockies finished fucking 23rd. Made it as a wild card, win the World Series. I win the AL East. The third best in the American League. Don't even get out of the first round. Gross. Like I don't see it. I don't see the purpose of signing a hitter who is made out of glass. Like giving up anything at all for him is giving up too much. Hall of Fame voting time. Yes, please. I'm gonna start from the bottom work up. I'm gonna keep voting for Joey Votto and Giancarlo Stanton and Buster Posey. And McCutcheon. And Frankie. And Salvador Perez. And Aaronola. Definitely Aaronola. It's going to be really hard to find pitchers that can get 60 WAR or higher. So I think we have to honor them while we can. Um, Grom. And I'll toss a pity vote to Shane Bieber. But I don't think he's going to make it. I don't think anyone makes it, but if they do, it's probably Aaronola. I think Aaronola is one of the few people here that has a decent enough record to be reasonably sure of getting elected this year, but we'll see. I wish Joey Votto would make it, but I don't think it's very likely. I am concerned we haven't addressed our real issue, which is we still don't have a top flight pitcher. I cannot afford that. Until and unless we're able to clear significant payroll, I just don't see it happening. Juan Brito. Brito was the first guy that actually looks semi-interesting. Somebody I might be willing to give a chance to. Plus, he used to play for me. He just never really got an opportunity. But I don't really want to trade. I would give you just Conway for him because I don't think Conway is going to amount to very much. That I feel comfortable doing. I am not going to do. I'm not going to give you Robertson because I do need bullpen help. Um, I think a year of Brito is only going to help the team. A reliable glove at second base, a pretty decent player. I think we can make this work, but I'm not giving you Conway. No, 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 no. Sorry, 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 sorry. I was fine with giving you Conway. I didn't want to give you Robertson. That deal I will make. Sorry, I'm not giving you anything else, so fuck off. Especially when I might be able to just grab him in the Rule 5 draft, which would be funny. Okay, we got Chisholm, which is really good news. I'm going to put you on the active roster. Judd Fabian, I'm going to be real with you. You're going to make the roster too. So I'm just going to go ahead and not delay the inevitable. Um, I will put both Petty and Toll on the roster because I do think they're both going to make it. And then we're going to hopefully grab some nice players in the Rule 5 draft. I'm just going to draft my pick. I'd like all players, please. I want to sort by potential. I want the high potential guys. George Soriano is a pretty good pitcher. I will happily add you to our team. If Chaz Walters is still around by the time I get to pick again, I will select him as well. But yeah, give me Soriano. Somebody grab Chaz. Unfortunate, but understandable. Yeah, Sam Abbott's really stupid. I'm not going to waste my time with him. I don't need a catcher. Austin Charles isn't terribly exciting. I'm willing to try on Bryce Rainier. I think he offers some decent depth as an infielder. I'm willing to give him a try with that. Are there any thumpers? Big old thumpy boys. Yes, the Kale Fountain. I mean, I personally would think of a fountain made of kale as being terribly interesting, but I'm also not a vegetarian, so sure. I can draft you. Um, and I'll also give Jesus Carranza a chance. Then I'm gonna go ahead and auto draft. I think I've got what I wanted to out of the Rule 5 draft, which is just some interesting people. Yeah. Colin Barber's a really good player. I think the Twins might regret that. Yeah, they went into 6th round grabbing people. That's impressive. Like how the Cubs are like, oh shit, Jonathan Clapp. Like, all right. Okay. I have I have some cash left. Enough to make a medium-sized splash for the right player. Which is my favorite amount of money to have. Are we gonna start this dance again? I will give you a $10,000 bonus and you'll be lucky to get it. But like the same day, he tells me to fuck off. He's like, but wait a minute. What if we continued our discussion? Edgar Velasco. I mean, Steve Wilson ain't nothing. He's not gonna make the roster. This is actually a really good deal. His arm isn't great. He's a deeply weird outfield infielder, but I think he's got enough dynamic capabilities that I think he's worthwhile. Conway, I don't give a shit about. Covarrubias, don't give a shit about. Wilson, I give like 1% of a shit about. But I think this is the right decision. I think we're going to make this trade and be happy about it. Because I think Velasco does have some pretty good chops overall. He's got a little bit more polish than Thomason does. So, although Thomason's got a little more offensive upside, so we'll see what happens. I think I now want another outfielder. I'd like one more outfielder to at least compete in spring training. Who's still kicking around? I'm not paying you $22 million. You can cease that nonsense immediately. He likes country music. Ew. No, Tyler Gentry is actually a pretty good fit for the club. Where is he? Hmm. Could bring in Eloy Jimenez, but for 7.5 million, I just don't think it's worthwhile. Willier Abreu's more my speed. He could even end up being a DH for us. I think Abreu is a fine offer. I'm not going to guarantee you starting lineup though. You'll have to earn it. But I'm at least going to give you the opportunity because I like you. Celestino still trying to ply his craft. Respect. Not worth 18 million, but tempting. I could bring George Valera back. That would be funny. Remember how that 1 year for me he was out of this world and then he was dog shit the rest of his career? I remember that. I would bring back Valera, but only on a minor league deal. I wouldn't bring him back on a major league one. A lot of old Silver Wolves hanging around here. Alan Surt is a nifty little player. I wonder if he'll take a minor league deal. Should take a minor league deal with a major league option for 1.5 million, maybe. No, he wants a guaranteed salary. I understand that. I don't think you're an unreasonable person. I think this is fine, and we can keep our eyes peeled and maybe get creative. Ooh, I can take you on. Maybe get creative at the waiver wire time because I don't really want to invest too many resources anywhere other than the rotation. I wonder if any of the big time starters have had a really tough, rough time getting a contract offer. It seems unlikely given the paucity of top quality pitching, but it's worth a chance. Thorpe overall, I just want to see who's sticking around yet. Really? I mean, he does want an awful lot of money. Bobby Miller would be pretty instant credibility. I need to make sure I have enough money though. Oh no, I have enough money earmarked. Yeah, I could sign Owen. I could sign Bobby Miller. He's even got a reasonably good arm. He just hasn't been able to pitch for whatever reason. Like, our team just, like, actively ignored him. His injury history is somewhat fraught. It is somewhat fraught, isn't it? Which is why he's cheaper. I'd give you 10 million. With the understanding that you're going to be a reliable arm in. With the understanding that you're going to be a reliable arm if we make the postseason again. You know what, mate? You do you, brother. Yeah, nobody made it. Hmm. Archuleta is really, really good. I know he doesn't throw terribly hard. That is his only flaw. He's yeah, I will give you the max. I will 1000% give you the max. I don't want to hesitate. I know what I want, and what I want is you. I want you to be my baseball BFF. Because if you develop, you're going to be an incredible pitcher. You might get hit, but you're just so good. You're really, really, really good. Your only weakness is your velocity, and you're tall, but you're really thin. If you can put on a little bit of muscle, I think you could be a truly interesting player. You're giving me a genuinely good outfielder, but I'm also paying a lot of money for that. And I don't think it's going to happen because I need that cash. So no thank you, game. I need that money to sign Bobby Miller. If Bobby Miller is a sign, then we can revisit, but okay. Oh, am I out of room on my 42-man roster? I sure am. Yeah, Omar Reyes, go to hell. Who wanted to resume negotiations? Alan Sirda. I can't yet. No, I can. Because they only pay the actual money if you end up making the major leagues, so. If you want to take it, then great, but. Nice. The fans are a little bit bummed about losing Max Meyer, but we added Bobby Miller, so that's not nothing. Yeah. Who's that one fucking weirdo? Yeah, Dukanic, you are terrible at throwing strikes. That's an important thing for baseball players to be good at. So now I'm going. Just kidding, Bobby Miller. I'm not going to sign you now. Yeah, you get to hang out with us. It'll be nice to have a little bit more veteran leadership in the rotation. I think that's going to be a very tremendous addition to the club. Let some of the youngsters learn from you. Oh no, not Omar Reyes, who's only literally good at defending and maybe drawing walks every once in a while. I'm curious to see how he turns out. I do want to shortlist him to see what he manages to achieve. Wow, really? Dutkanic is such a trap. He's an obvious trap that I don't know why anybody would want him on their major league roster. Because he just want his control is terrible. And under no circumstances do you ever want a pitcher whose main skill is walking people. You don't want Nashville? Enjoy him. I'm never gonna bother shortlisting him. Watch him turns out to be like a triple Cy Young winner. I don't mean 3 years in a row. I mean he's so good they award him the Cy Young 3 times in one season. That's how amazing he is. Um, Player development. Jacques Leto is losing a little bit of his ability to play shortstop with just a touch. Jarvis is getting better. Carranza is getting better. Archuleta's is getting better, and we just signed him. That's wild. Who ended up signing Max Meyer and for who? How much? I could have brought him back for 2 years. I didn't want him. I didn't want him. Okay. Spring training should be a very lively place this season, I think. Cerda, Hernandez, Kimura, Mormon, Neal, Parentucelli, Aguirre, Calendar. You can have a shot. You can get a chance to flex your arms, muscles, butt, whatever it is. I think our farm system is underrated. And I think the reason it's underrated is that my best prospects are very raw. We're going to see what happens come opening day. Let us sim until the month of March. Mr. Van Trump has gotten better. Amazing. Great job by Sergio Carrillo. Nice. Pat Dando has improved Jimmy Harmon's cutter, which is really great for a lefty. I love that. And Jeremy Calendar just added some control to himself. So yeah, I am proper chuffed. Plus also throwing harder, which is even more exciting. Okay. And then Jackson First instantly goes to the 60-day IL. I guess you could always like heal miraculously and be ready to go this season, but I don't think that's likely to happen. I feel pretty strongly that that isn't going to occur. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think that I am wrong. I did not know that about Nolan Ryan, even though he's one of my favorite players as a kid. Not a great look, Georgie boy. Not a great look. Hello, Jimmy Harmon. And look at Chris fucking Thomason. He's like, you keep bringing all these bitches to try to play over me, and what if we didn't do that? That's awesome. Yeah, Chris Thomason is like legitimately an excellent player now. I think I'd put him at second base over third base, but yeah, I think he's earned a spot on this team without any question. Um, I'm just gonna save it till the end of the games, so that I can see if there's any further injuries and just give people more. Chris Thomason breaking out is not something I anticipated, but I'm really happy about it. I'm just to send Juan Carrasco back to the minors early. I don't want him on the IL. I want him in the minors. Game. Fine. Fine. That really needs to be turned off. That really needs to be turned off. I don't know why that's even a thing where you tell people, oh, you can't summon some to the minors if they're injured. Sure, I can. It's my fucking decision. That's my team. I'll send them to the moon if I want. I will not send them to the moon. I can't afford that, but I could do it. Thomason. Really? How much time are you gonna miss? That is rough. You had a gold plated opportunity to show what kind of a player you could be, and you just instantly get injured. That is awful timing. Your timing quite literally could not be worse. All right. Agira to the minors. Calendar to the minors. Parentucelli to the minors. Soriano back to his team. He's already losing heat off his fastball. That's not enough for me, dog. Medina to the minors. Barajas designated for assignment. How many pitchers am I at now? 17. That's 4 more pitchers that gotta go. Okay. Hunter to the minors? Question mark? No, I'm not gonna do that. I refuse to do that. Perry to the minors. I think Hunter to the minors. Potentially. I'm not carrying 16 pitchers. I refuse. 3 pitchers have to go. I said for which 3 have to go. Petty to the minors. Toll to the minors. And I think Resendez to the minors, which means that Hernandez makes the team. Oh no, I guess he is already on the team. Okay. Position players got to get rid of 10 of them. I'm not carrying 4 catchers, so McPherson goes there. Rodriguez is a really good defensive catcher. And I want to give him another chance, so I think this means Carranza returns to his home office. Goodbye. Kimura definitely goes to the minors. I have way too fucking many outfielders. Neal to the minors. Caldwell to the minors. Mears to the minors. Serta to the minors. Oh, I have 2 first basemen. I think Bryce Rainier can return to his club. I'm just not that into him. And it'll still give me a quality backup. So yeah, Bryce Rainier can return to his home club. And then one outfielder is going to go. I like Winter's all around ability, so I think Hernandez becomes the odd man out. I don't know why Fabian's playing center field over Chisholm, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, Hernandez can go back to the minors. Go to the opening day, and we'll do a quick breakdown of how this offseason went. This has been a very interesting offseason. A lot more players moved around than I thought would happen, but we've got some real upside here. I mean, I'm really PO'd about losing Chris Thomason for 3 months when he had a chance to get shit done, but we're middle of the pack. I don't agree with you. Like, I get it. A guy like Sergio Guerrero seems really, really impressive, and I guess he is. But I think my prospects are more likely to succeed. There, I said it. Even though I don't have anybody in even the top 25, I still think my prospects have a lot more upside to them that people are. I think they're sleeping on my team. They're sleeping on my minor leagues, and they're going to regret it. All right. So, I don't know why we're playing Judd Fabian in center over Chisholm, but I'm okay with that. Whatever they want to do is fine with me. They've earned my trust. Pardon me. We have exactly 4 starters from last year on this roster right now. 5. No, 4. Yeah. Henderson, Zapata, Naylor, and Giacoletto. Everybody else is a new addition. Rotation. A lot of turnover here too. I think this is a silly idea, but I'm willing to give it a chance. Let Nick Robertson perhaps become a starter later in his career. Bobby Miller, our big priced free agent signing. Jimmy Harmon getting a chance to show that he can be a major league caliber performer. They're playing very well in AAA. I'm very pleased about that. Josh Hunter trying to build on his second full season in Major Leagues, excuse me. Marcos Paz is new, and Jose Hernandez is new. Yeah, I feel pretty good about this club. I mean, Zapata's incredible. Giacoletto is world shatteringly great. I mean, let's only start the fact this man earned 7 wins last year. 6.9 wins. Nice. Um, I think he gets overshadowed because he doesn't have the raw offensive output of certain other infielders. He's real fucking good. The man has 4 full seasons in the major leagues, already accomplished 20 WAR, which is more than some players do in 10 years or 20 years. You're not gonna play for 20 years if you're that bad, but I think the outfield has gone from being a big weakness to a small weakness. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, oh wow, our outfield is amazing now. But I think it's really good. I think Judd Fabian is low key underrated. And I think he's going to turn out to be a pretty valuable piece to our team if he can make solid contact with the ball. I would happily take his 2029. If he can give me 30 bombs and play good outfield defense, I'm happy with that. Willier Abreu is a placeholder. He will probably not make this team once what's his face is healthy. Parmigiani. So yeah. Don't underestimate Thomason returning. Chris Thomason has developed beautifully, beautifully, and in a completely unsuspecting way too. Like I thought he would turn out to be a decent player when I drafted him, but he just took spring training and was like, I'm ready. I'm ready for him to be ready. He's finally coming close to paying off on the value when we drafted him. And it does under the fact that he is a gold glove caliber defender at three different positions. He is going to have a role on this team when he is healthy and returns. Um, yeah. I don't feel great about Tristan McGillicuddy as an everyday hitter, but I'm willing to give him that chance. I like his defense as well. We've got a really good infield. And I'll be real with you. If Gunnar Henderson fucks up and decides, you know what, fuck off, I'm leaving you forever, cool. I will. I'll let McGillicuddy play third base next year, or Thomason play third base next year. I'm not concerned about the infield. I'm concerned about the outfield. And if we take a look at our little diamond here, our outfield help is pretty far away from the major leagues. Um, Winter is reasonable. Carrasco is not a major league caliber outfielder, and he never will be. At least I don't think he ever will be. Remember when I signed Carrasco and I signed I think I signed Carrasco the same year as I signed Zapata. You signed in 2026. When did Zapata sign? Because I remember them signing it right around the same time. No, he signed the next year. Fair. Yeah, I don't think Carrasco is gonna work out too well in the major leagues, but it's very far away from the majors. Um, where did Rodolfo Guerrero come from? Oh, I signed him last year. Yeah, he's not a second baseman though. I mean, he might be a second baseman. I don't know. I've got some arms at relatively high. That's ironic, right? I think as much as we haven't been able to produce top flight pitching for the most part, Jarvis accepted, we have a lot of good pitching. And that I think is a huge advantage that we possess, is I don't have to spend as much money or as much time trying to get great pitching. But our offensive talent is very far away from the major leagues. And I think that is going to be an interesting problem to deal with. There's another bit of good news, though. Let's do a bit of the old default. Let's sort by age. I have some older players that are starting for me. That is true. But look how young the core is. Giacoletto, 26. McGillicuddy, 26. Velasco, 25. I mean, I don't think Velasco's going to start for very much longer, but Zapata, 23. Henderson is still fairly young at 30. He just needs to do something this year. He needs to truly show that he is worthy what we're paying him. And Bo Naylor is hardly an old man at 32. Naylor has low key been a really nice pickup for us. A very nice pickup for us. If you look at my best trades, I bet Naylor is up there. There it is. My best trade ever is for Bo Naylor. Bruce Irvin actually had a decent major league career, and the two guys I got in exchange have so far been zeros. Did Adam Mako turn out? I mean, turning out is relative, but that's wow. Okay. Yeah. I haven't really lost really great players. For the most part, I've been able to keep the good players. This is a really good trade, though. It is possible that Ortiaga turns into something at some point. He is still fairly young, but I wouldn't count on it. Yeah. Okay, friends, that's going to conclude today's episode. I hope you have enjoyed. If you have, remember to like and subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think of our off season. Um, I feel reasonably good. Not much has changed, and I think we have the addition of Bobby Miller. I think is going to be the most important one. Because having a proven arm is just going to make us far more competitive when all is said and done. So I'm looking forward to that. Until next time, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you good day.